Everyone, how are you all doing? My name is Deborah. Welcome to another edition of Tea Ramen with Deborah, where I talk about my favorite dramas and we just relate. So today I'm gonna be talking about Descendants of the Sun, episode 11. And this episode was so nerve-wracking. Oh my freaking goodness. It was filled with so much emotion, so much nerves. Like, I couldn't sit down still. I was literally always fidgeting, scared of what was about to happen or what was possibly gonna happen. But luckily we got some breakthroughs in this episode. Without further ado, let's go.
shotgun 얼굴 따위로 아이돌 하는 놈 아니니까 follow me high tone shotgun 실력만으로 아이돌 하는 놈 암기 가서 나온 놈이 샷 두더지 유엔나 난 따라가지.
Alright, so first of all, like I always do, I'll address the side characters, the bromance, every other thing, and then I'll come to our main couple, and then I'll talk about the preview and what I think about the whole drama as a whole. Okay, first of all, let's start with Onyu. Oh my freaking goodness! Onyu finally got his breakthrough. I was so proud. Was I the only one that when he jumped on the guy, when he jumped on the manager Jin guy, and he was trying to save him, I was so scared. Like before he got the bite, when he jumped on the guy and he was holding him, I was so scared. I was scared of the guy's spit, like the foamy spit on his mouth touching him or something and him getting infected. But I was so freaking proud of him for putting himself out there and risking it to actually try and save this guy. And I love how after he had gone through the whole thing, like even when he was doing it, when what's her name, Myungju tried to stop him, he just kept on going. And even when Kang Wo-yeon came, he told her, look here, you guys are confusing me, you guys are just talking crap right now, just keep quiet and let me do what I am doing, because right now someone needs to hold down this guy, someone needs to take care of this guy, and I am willing to sacrifice myself to do this right now, which no one else will probably be able to do at this moment in time. And all, I was so freaking proud of him, how he stayed on and he took, even when the guy beat him, like he could have been scared and run away. Like he ran away when he tried to save that guy and it didn't work out, but he stayed even through the bite and everything. He stuck through it. He regained everything, that all the respect that I lost or that I didn't have anymore for him due to the whole abandoning that guy situation. But he gained my respect in this scene. I was so proud of him. I was literally hailing him, and you could see that it wasn't just our respect as the viewers that he got, but also even when he finished saving the guy, he was so proud of himself for actually sticking through and saving the guy. And then when the guy that he abandoned, the other young guy that he abandoned, saw everything that had happened, he told him, now you acted like a doctor because you saved this guy. You didn't run away. You could have run away, but you stayed this time and you saved this guy, and now you have my respect. And you could just see the joy, the happiness. Like he didn't even care about being injured. He was just so happy to have found himself again. He was lost. He was moving in the wilderness, but he finally found himself again. And you have no idea how happy I was to just see him regain himself and go back to the Onyu, the Dr. Chi-hoon that we know. And it was so nice when his wife, his girlfriend, his baby mama also said the same thing, how yes, this is the Chi-hoon that I know. He really actually came back to himself, and I was so proud of him. So I was really happy that we got at least that major breakthrough in this episode and they didn't drag it out, because Chi-hoon has been literally experiencing PTSD and the whole effects of staying in this place. It's like he has been going through the whole emotions and feels for all of them, because we're not seeing them experience the after effects of all what they've gone through and all what they've seen, but it seems like Chi-hoon has been the one that has been experiencing it for them. So we finally got to see a breakthrough for that, which for me feels like a breakthrough for all of them and not just for him, in terms of the whole PTSD of everything they've seen throughout their being in Uruk. So I was really happy for him. Next comes in Dr. Song. I was so so scared he was going to die. Like when he coughed and he went to meet So Dae-young and Yoo Si-jin, and he was telling them about the whole disease of entry and all. I was so scared that we were going to lose him, and I didn't want him to die. You know how I've been telling you guys, I have a feeling he's gonna die, but thankfully it doesn't seem like he's gonna die. So I was really scared that he had the disease and he was gonna die and all, but thankfully we found out that he doesn't have the disease. And I was so happy how he also experienced a breakthrough. The scene where the nurse came in and she was so happy, like the guy did his own. He was not going to wait for someone to bring the result of the news of him dying. He researched himself and found out, like a true doctor, if he had the disease or not. He didn't need to wait for anyone to give him the declaration of, dude, this is your death sentence or not. He needed to know by himself. So I was really happy when the nurse came to give him the news, and he's like, dude, I'm not dying, I know it's just a common cold and all. And she hugged him. It was so funny how after she hugged him, she was like, wait, what the heck did I just do? And she was trying to get away from the whole situation, but now he knows how she feels about him to an extent. So now he knows he has the upper hand, so he can pull and push. I was telling Kang Mo-yeon later on that that's what's going on between them, how he played her, and we all thought he was gonna give her a letter written on it that says how he loves her or marry me or something, but it wasn't that. That scene was so funny, but I'm so glad he survived. He didn't die. That was another major breakthrough that made me really happy in this episode. So thank goodness for that couple too, and we saw a breakthrough in their relationship. You know how I told you guys, it seems like each time the writer makes the one couple, if one couple is in problem, the other couple won't be in problem. If one couple is happy, the other couple must not be happy. It's like the writer is literally on a mission to make sure that both couples can't be happy at the same time. Like, why the heck are you happy and all? So Dae-young, oh my freaking goodness, they gave me so many feels in this episode. Okay, let's start from the very beginning. I love how, like, there's something I've always been saying right from the start. I love how professional what's her name, Myung-joo, can be in like really tense situations that normal people wouldn't even think the way she thinks, but she thinks like a soldier at those moments, and that's her behavior of thinking like a soldier that helps them get out of those situations. E.g., when So Dae-young came and he hugged her when he found out that she was the one infected, like his emotions took over. He didn't even care that he was going to get infected. His thought was, whatever, if you're gonna die, let's all die together. I will die with you. Come here, I'm going to hug you. I can't believe I'm gonna lose you. I might possibly lose you to this disease. I didn't even lose you to your dad. It's now a disease that, can you imagine the nonsense? It's a disease that wants to come and take you away. Fine, let's go together, let's do this together. I'm not going to leave you to keep going at it alone the way I left you to keep going at it alone with your dad. I'm going to go all the extra mile with you this time and all. I love how she's like, dude, no, if I die, you need to leave. Like, we can't both die together, and that's all sweet and all, but you need to go and make sure you're okay, because I won't be able to live with myself if somehow I survive this and then you get it and you have to die. Like, you never know with diseases, anything can happen, especially viral diseases. And also, I love how she made them take him out, like, go put him somewhere else. He has just touched me, he needs to be quarantined too, and searched and make sure that everything is okay with him and all. Like my respect for her just keeps on growing, and it grew in that scene again. But I was so proud of her because it took a lot, and she had to bring out the soldier in her and say, look here, I'm also giving you this command as your senior. You need to get out of here right now, like move. This was one time where her order was really appropriate and all when it comes to So Dae-young. But the next scene where Kang Mo-yeon comes and she talks to him and she tells him how well, Myung-joo will survive, she'll be okay because she has a good immune system. I bought that lie. Did you guys know it was a lie? I bought that lie. I thought she was saying the truth, but she wasn't saying the truth, because we found out in the conversation that she had with Yoo Si-jin that because of her good immune system, that can possibly be what causes a problem for her and all, because of how fit she is and all. But she didn't tell that to So Dae-young, because So Dae-young, from what we have now seen, is when it comes to her and her dying, he doesn't think rationally. His whole soldierness gets thrown out of the window and he focuses on his emotions. So he may not be able to stay in the room that they're quarantining him in, and he will probably want to run out and go and stay with her and like, let's die together. And also she had to tell him that lie to keep him calm and not get him worried, because getting him worried wouldn't help anyone, seriously. And also I was really proud of her for that, but I was really sad when we found out the real situation of what was going on. But I love how Yoo Shijin brought the whole walkie-talkie to him and it was like, okay, I'm paying you back for the time you did the same for me with Kang Mo-yeon and all. And when they start talking, the conversation, how he was like, she was like, have you eaten? What's going on? And he's like, I can't eat, I'm worried about you. I just started crying. I legit started bawling. That scene was so heartbreaking. It was so sad. The emotions, the feels, everything. Which brings me to something that I need to point out. I have to give the writers and the editors, everyone who brought this episode together, credit for not putting any music in the scene where he came to hug her when she first found out that she had the viral disease, where he hugged her, because the music would have just taken away from it the whole feels and everything. Yes, it might give us certain feels, but we needed to just dwell in that tense moment like we were actually there without, because if we're actually there, music won't be played in the background and all. We needed to just breathe in their breath, breathe in their thoughts, breathe in everything that was going on. So I really have to give props to them for that. I just needed to point that out before I keep going. But I cried in that scene when they had the phone the walkie-talkie conversation. That scene was so sad. And then next, when Myungju called her dad, I was like, look here, dad, I know, like I could understand why he didn't call her, because he's a soldier and he's used to like doing things like, okay, this is it, I have a solution to this, and once I do this, this will be solved and all. But in this situation, this medical situation, there's nothing he can really do, so he felt helpless. I understood how he felt helpless, and he's like, I won't call her until she calls me. But you could have still called her, which is sad, because he's such a soldier that he even forgets that sometimes all we really need is for you to be there. You don't need to like bring us the cure or whatever, just because we know you can't bring the cure. Just be there for us. Just let us know you are there for us by calling us or staying with us, like So Dae-young stayed with her later on and all. But I love how when she finally called him, he admitted everything. But that phone call, oh, thank you, Jesus. I was so happy. Like, I felt for her when we found out that she knew that the dad gave So Dae-young the condition of leaving the military. But I was like, yes, God, you have answered my prayers. I was so happy when she said, look here, one of the conditions, because when she told him, I have two requests for you, my prayer was somehow she should just know that about the whole So Dae-young leaving the military situation. Somehow, I don't know how you guys are gonna do it, but please request it to him. Maybe just say it even though you didn't know, not knowing that she actually knew about the whole So Dae-young situation. So I was so happy when she requested of him that the dad shouldn't take away the uniform. Now it makes sense why she said she's the only one allowed to take off his uniform. So she already knew. So she's telling him, look here, my dad can't do this to you. Only I am allowed to let you leave the military when I want you to leave the military. So I was really happy when she told the dad all that, because now we know that's settled. The dad is going to back off from the whole situation and So Dae-young will have to leave the military. But the thing is, she tells So Dae-young she knew, and later on tell him, no, you don't need to leave. Or when So Dae-young tells that, alright, I've decided to leave the military, the dad is like, no, my daughter said you shouldn't leave, so you can stay, and I have forgiven you or something because of how you stayed with her when she went through all her stress. But the actress Kim Ji-won herself, give her credits, guys. She stayed in freaking ice, and her reaction, she didn't jump out. I'm like, I don't care if I was acting or what, I would jump out of the ice one time. Do you know how it feels to stay in ice? Anyone who did the ice bucket challenge knows what I'm talking about, like ice and water. I always soak my leg in ice and water because I have like this serious leg pains and all, and I know how it feels, and it ain't fun, okay? I try to avoid it as much as possible, but this girl acted her scene to the T while in the ice. Like, I kept on checking, is there still ice there, or did they interchange the water after the scene where they poured this ice in? But there was still ice in there, and she still acted to a T. Like, I just want to take my hat off to her just for the ice scene. Like, give this girl a freaking Oscar, give her an award just for that scene, because she killed that scene to the T. But I am so glad that she got healed, and she got her issue got settled. She got her drug, she got her medicine, and she's feeling better now, and that problem is over. They got their breakthrough. I was so happy for them, but I was so sad when So Taeyoung got the call from, now we're talking about the bromance, but I was so sad when So Taeyoung got the call from Yoo Si-jin, because I felt that was Yoo Si-jin's indirect, conscious or unconscious way of calling out to So Taeyoung for help. Like, look here, I'm going to go do this right now, and I need your help. I can't let you know I need your help, but I need your help. That was how I saw it as, and I was just waiting for So Taeyoung to get it, but he didn't get it at that moment. But he finally got it later on, so I'm praying which I'll come into later on, that he comes to save him, etc. We'll talk about all that later on. I don't want to spoil all that, my feelings on that for you right now, but I am so glad that he finally found out what was going on with Yoo Si-jin. He put the 2 and 2 together and all, but I'm glad that Daniel too, Dr. Daniel, didn't get hurt. I thought he was gonna get shot, the scene where they stole the medicine, but thankfully he wasn't shot and all. Everyone, he was safe and everything was all good and all. Now, moving on from all that, coming to our main couple. Hail Jesus Christ. Thank goodness this episode is coming out tomorrow, because I do not know how I will survive this whole week, because from what I just saw from the preview, and I'll dissect my thoughts on the preview for you all in a few minutes, but it was not funny. Okay, so first of all, when the whole issue with the Myungju was settled, etc, Agus got his diamonds and they got their medicine, I thought, okay, this whole situation with Agus has ended and that is the end of it. But no, Agus and that stupid boy that needs to die, that sold off Kang Moyeon, that made them take Kang Moyeon, because they wouldn't have taken Kang Moyeon if not for that guy and whatever the heck he told the police officer. But when Agus came and he kidnapped what's her name, Kang Moyeon, was I the only one that was so confused on why he was kidnapping her? Like, at first, before we found out why, it just didn't make sense to me why he was kidnapping her. Like, boo, why are you kidnapping her? You got your diamonds, shouldn't you believe it? Why are you seeking trouble where there's no need to search for trouble? Both parties should be happy. Before we found out why he was seeking the whole trouble that he was seeking. But before we come into the serious matters, let's address the cool matters. I really love the scene where So Taeyoung came to meet her after he came back from the headquarters, and he was asking her about her blood type. Even though when I first watched that scene, my first thought was, because I just finished crying from the whole Myungju situation and everything, and I'm like, wait, why are you guys trying to is she trying to make a joke? Like, why are you trying to joke? This is a serious case. We have a serious issue at hand. There's nothing, I don't want to hear your joke. But this is what I love about this drama, that regardless of how high tensioned the drama is, the episode is, how nerve-wracking, they tend to put little bits of laughter. Because imagine if we watched today's episode without any bit of laughter, I'd be so depressed. I'd be so depressed for the whole day entering tomorrow. But I didn't realize how much I needed that little bit of laughter until Kang Moyeon told the whole joke on her being his type and all the type jokes, and I was cracking up, and I realized how much I needed that laughter. There's just some moments in life when you're just being so serious, you don't even realize that you need to take a break from that and breathe. And that was what I needed at that moment with that joke. So that joke was like a great breather for me, and I loved that moment. At least we got a little bit of happiness from them before we came to the serious part with whole Agus kidnapping her. But when Agus kidnapped her and he came with the gun and all, and they shot at Fatima, and he had to Yu Shijin had to drop his gun to save Fatima and also save his girlfriend who he loves. Oh God, my heart was breaking for both of them. You could see the tears in her eyes, the fear in her eyes, not just for herself too alone, but also for him and what he might do because of her. And you could see his own fear at losing her or something happening to her, and his anger, everything, and his inability to do anything about it, and his anger at himself for ever saving Agus in his lifetime and even losing a comrade. Everything was just expressed in that scene, and that scene was just that scene was so heartbreaking. So the next scene where he goes to the barracks and he was talking to the guy who I thought was the president, but we find out he's not the president, but the annoying guy who was like, we can't risk one person for the whole nation. I like how Yu Shijin told him, look here, he said two things, okay? The thing he said had two meanings. He said, if you're fighting, if your nation is that kind of nation where you give up one person for the whole nation, then don't you think we should cause a problem for that nation? Because me, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know where your homeland is, but I am going to go protect mine. And in that instance, he meant he's trying to protect his country, and he's also trying to protect his home, who is Kang Mo-yeon. So that part was so sweet and so heartbreaking. I'm like, oh my goodness, Yu Shijin. The feels were just so strong in that scene, but I was so proud of him. But it was so funny because when the his boss, the other guy, was telling him how he shouldn't talk to the guy from the blue house that way, he shouldn't do anything, he should just let Kang Mo-yeon go. I'm like, dude, have you not been paying attention all through these episodes and everything that has been happening? He's in love with this woman. She makes him not think straight. Didn't the whole VIP situation teach you anything, that he will not listen to you? So I love how he went out and he was gonna break out, but I like that he didn't just break out, because he just came out of a whole mess with the whole VIP situation because of Kang Mo-yeon. So getting into another mess again with the whole Agus situation, when he has clearly been told, do not involve yourself in this whole Agus situation. Even breaking out of the barracks when his boss told him to stay behind without permission and all would have put him in like a great mess. Even if he had saved her, at the end of the day he won't be safe, and she won't be happy that for saving her he had to go through all those problems and all. So I was really happy when I'm proud of Myung-ju's dad when he called in and told him, look here, I'm giving you 3 hours, do what you have to do. We don't know you for these 3 hours, we don't know what is happening, we're gonna turn a blind eye. Like, it's just like the moment with the whole VIP team when Myung-ju's dad told him, look here, I am proud of you for your actions, but I have to do what I have to do. But I am proud of you as a commander, I am proud of you guys for saving this guy's life. So it shows that yes, Myung-ju's dad does have a humanity somewhere hidden there in him and all, and he's not just all bad, and he's sincerely, it makes you actually think and realize that he's actually sincerely just looking out for his daughter's well-being, considering So Dae-young's past and all. And it's not like he's just clearly being a hater, he has good in him. So I really like how they're showing us all those sides to characters, that everything isn't always just black and white, there's more to it than we think. But I love how he gave him that order, because now he can go and blow up the whole place if he wants, and nothing's gonna happen to him, he won't lose his ranking, nothing and all. But I was literally screaming and jumping when Yu Shijin called in the Arabs. Like, I was expecting him to maybe say, send me a truckload of an army or something, but no, boyfriend was like, send me a helicopter. I'm like, okay. I don't know what you're gonna do with the helicopter, but okay. I was just really happy though he used that, his last card and all, with the whole Arabians. It was really a good thing that they gave them that card and they were able to be used again to help Kang Mo-yeon, who helped save their own president. And also I really liked that special touch. It's kind of like what you do unto others as you like do unto you, or if you help someone, someone will help you. It gave a really good, nice message in that scene and all, because at the end of the day Kang Mo-yeon was the one going to be saved with their help and all. But I really liked how he went in to go save her. But one thing I loved the most was when Agus slapped, not that I loved when he slapped her with a gun. When he slapped her with a gun, I was just ready for Yoo Si-jin to come kill him. I'm like, you just sealed your death deal right there by touching his woman. But I was really glad when Agus was giving her the scare of pointing the gun at her. Like, she didn't even shake. She was not scared of him. She had faith in Yoo Si-jin, especially the scene where he called into her, which wasn't really realistic because nobody who kidnapped another person will allow you talk to that person through a walkie-talkie. They'd have gotten rid of that walkie-talkie things. But it was so sweet how, because of the whole conversation, which I absolutely love, how he told her, look here, have faith in me, I'll save you, with the whole walkie-talkie. She had faith in him and she was not scared of Agus. She's like, look here, my boo is going to come save me, and if you want me to break up with him, aren't you met that, which was kind of making fun of typical K-dramas in how the cable parents or whatever come with a cup of water to pour on your face and give you money to leave their child and all. But I love how that didn't faze her. It's like, dude, I have been through everything with this guy. There is nothing you can literally do to cut me away from him. I have gone through my share of breakups with him. I do not plan on breaking up with him again, so stop wasting your time because I won't be moved. So I love how even he saw that when he pointed the gun at her, she wasn't shaken, and he's like, dude, you're not an easy woman. I'm like, yep, now you know why he loves her. Now you know why Captain Yu is crazy for this woman, because this woman is not your normal typical lady, and that's why we love Kang Mo-yeon. But the preview has me feeling, tell me what you think. The preview has me thinking that this is what's gonna happen. Yoo Si-jin is gonna go and try to save her. When he goes to try and save her, she's not going to be in there. Because you see that last scene where it shows Agus saying let's go, and then they move away from there and all we see is a TV screen. I feel like they're going to be played in that they'll think that, oh, this is where she is, but that's not actually where she is. So when Agus learns that instead of Yoo Si-jin going to bring him the things that he wants to get out of the country and make a way for him to get out of the country, Yoo Si-jin is trying to save her, then Agus will now threaten him even more using that situation, because now he doesn't know where Kang Mo-yeon is. And this is where the Alpha team comes in, because So Dae-young won't want him to go at it alone. So Dae-young is going to come help him just the way he helped him with the whole Myung-ju situation. I don't see So Dae-young just letting this guy go into this whole mess. So Dae-young won't go into this whole mess with Yoo Si-jin as a civilian like Yoo Si-jin is now being sent to do, and not as a military guy and all, but he will find a way around the authorities, find a loophole, which is kind of why I was slightly mad he didn't tell So Dae-young what happened, because they complement each other so much. They will be able to figure this out together. That's why I'm scared he's gonna get shot. He won't die, but a really bad injury, critically bad injury from this whole mess. So I really hope that doesn't happen. But I really wished he had told So Dae-young, because I feel their two heads together is like the perfect combination that comes into one and all. But I do see So Dae-young coming to the whole thing to save and try and help save her too with the whole Alpha team. I don't know how that's gonna happen, but I feel So Dae-young will somehow find his loophole into coming to help Yoo Si-jin, and I can't wait for that scene. I'm just scared of Yoo Si-jin getting hurt before that happens, but I hope as he's about to get hot, which I've been trying to rewind that scene to see if that's what happened, the scene where he's told to keep his gun down and the other guy is holding the child. If Yoo Si-jin's gun, when he let down the gun, it was So Tae-young that shot the guy and stuff, or if the guy actually did shoot at Yoo Si-jin but Yoo Si-jin did not get hurt. That's what I've been trying to figure out. If anyone figured it out, let me know down below. But I am pretty sure that he's going to go into wherever he's going into to save her, and she won't be there. She'd be somewhere else, and that's how So Tae-young will have to come into the whole situation and the whole mess to try and save her. But I am really looking forward to tomorrow's episode. I am really happy it is tomorrow and we don't have to wait more days. This episode was filled with so many nerve-wracking scenes and so many heartbreaking scenes, so hopefully we get a breakthrough tomorrow and they don't elongate it into next week, because that will not be funny. But let me know what you all think about it in the comments down below. This episode was definitely better than the last episode. I have to give my hats off to this episode. It kept me on my toes. At the end of the episode, it had me rolling on the ground, losing my mind for what is about to come. I was all around the place with anxiety and nervousness in this episode. It was definitely beautifully played. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a like. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and keep being awesome, beautiful people you are. From me to you all, you know I've got nothing but love for you all. Stay awesome. 꿈처럼 그대 다가와 내 맘을 흔들죠.